Birthdays,
It passed.
really?
Hmm.
No, it didn't. Seriously?
No, it's on Wednesday.
I was about to say, I'm like, I know I'm not crazy. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, I know it's coming up.
Yep, get old.
Maya will be 34 on Wednesday.
Hmm.
Is
Praise the Lord.
praise the Lord. And we're so glad. Hey, welcome everybody to Maximize Monday. So glad you can join us this afternoon, excuse me. It is the first Wednesday of August. The summer is almost over. Getting ready to move into the fall in September. I'm actually kind of ready. I'm ready to put my hoodies back on,
Always ready for that.
wear my boots and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm sure you're ready for candy corn season. And
Oh, candy corn season has started.
it
Back
started already. It never stops.
always.
So we're getting ready for the fall. We're excited about that. But before then, this month we are hosting our back to school giveaway. Our drive will take place on the 31st of this month.
Hmm.
So far, of course, we'll be at Lindenwald High School. We're working on a few locations in Camden. We'll let you know about that very soon. But you can purchase a backpack and school supplies uh, at anywhere you want, but we would ask you prefer to do the Five and Below in Cherry Hill.
Hmm.
I believe it's a card as you go there and shop,
Yep.
they give us money back, and then we
Hmm.
use that money to go buy some more backpacks,
Yep.
so that it helps us out to be able to do more. So if you can go to the Five and Below in Cherry Hill, it's in the same plaza, the Whole Foods, right off of Route 70. Um, you can go purchase your backpacks there or anywhere. Or if you don't feel like going shopping, you can give on our website. Make sure you click Catch the Fire, uh, and we will use those resources to go out and to buy backpacks and school supplies for the children. Again, it is on the 31st of this month, and we want you to consider joining us. And we thank you all for your generosity so far. When you get the backpack, bring it to the church bring it to the church, drop it off in the bin. We're going to pray over them on the 28th of this month
Hmm.
at Bible study. Don't forget, we have Vacation Bible School next Wednesday also.
Join
So
us.
Delta and Bible study, the kids, we're going to be back um, in the Harvest Hall with the children, have some games, have a good time, teach them a lesson. Uh, so the adults get what they need in Delt service, and we'll be back with Vacation Bible School on that Wednesday evening. And again, we're just so glad that we're getting back to stuff that we were doing before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Um, we were going to do it for a few days, but yeah, this first time back, do it one day. Maybe next year, do a 3 day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're working. You missed service yesterday, morning service, communion. Go back and watch it on any of our platforms. We believe that you will be blessed by what the Lord has done for us.
Hmm.
Hey, Keisha. Hey, everybody. What's up, good people? If you're watching for the first time, please type VIP in the chat. We would love to shout you out. If it's our normal watching, we see the numbers and people in church. Oh, y'all are so, you know, shout us out. Say hello. We'd love to know who's watching wherever you are in the country. Uh,
Hmm.
did I forget anything?
Yep. One thing, one very important thing.
Okay.
It is Transforming Lives Month
There you go.
as well. So this is our opportunity to be the hands of the church and invite people, wrap people up to come to church with us all month long. Each one bring one. And yeah, it's a really good time to really uh, put our money where our mouth with it is, to transform lives by inviting someone to church with us. So I'm challenging everyone watching today to bring someone them to church on Wednesday and Sunday coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So join us all month long. Bishop's talking about the prodigal son. It's
Hmm.
going to be great.
Yeah.
So the first Monday in August, I hear an echo. Is it? I hear
Mm,
myself.
oh, oh, maybe I need to turn volume down. Do you still hear it?
No, that's better. Are
Okay.
you good though? Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. We've been talking a lot of actually for the majority of this year talking about learning how to. manage transition, manage change. And something I was thinking about actually on the way here, and I don't know why I was randomly thinking. Oh, I know why I was thinking about it. But I think that when it comes to change and doing new things, sometimes the mistake that we make, it actually you either make one of these two mistakes, depending on your personality type. You get an
Mhm.
idea and you don't think, you don't contemplate, you don't meditate, you don't process, you don't, plan. You go from idea to execution. You know, the
Yeah.
excitement, I'm on fire, I want to do this, and no thought of, what's the best way to do it, right? Or
Mhm.
you go into a new thing, new idea, new place, and then you overthink to the point where you do nothing,
Yeah.
overplan and do nothing. And usually, we fall into one of those two platforms. We go from idea, excitement to doing, and then we wonder why it doesn't work out as well, or it works out, but there's a lot of damage along the way. A lot of things we could have done better, where it could have happened better, it could happen, sooner or whatever. Or get the idea, you praying, you contemplating, praying, contemplating, thinking, planning, and 3 years later you have done nothing.
Yeah.
Right? uh both extremes aren't healthy and both extremes aren't good. But what
Yeah.
you want is that middle ground of starting something new, having an idea, to thinking, processing, planning, and then executing, right? And it's a middle ground on both, because if you don't do that, you'll find yourself, um, in a position where you're making too many mistakes, or you're just not doing anything at all.
Yeah.
I'll use this example, and you can run in on this. It's those who just, when the water's cold, you got those who jump in the water all the way and let their body adjust. You go through that initial
Mhm.
shock, or those that dip their toe in, and then you just, the whole time you just slowly shocking as you go
Uh-huh.
freezing, and you're walking 1 foot in at a time. You know, it both processes have their benefits, and both processes have their downsides. But either
Mhm.
way, what I'm trying to get to is learning how to step into something new, move into a new thing, but move into it with wisdom,
Mhm.
not allow our fears or insecurities, etc., to get the best of us. I know it was
Yep.
a long way around to saying that, but you know, go ahead, tell me
No,
what you
no, I love that, and I'm gonna echo off what Manuel Johnson said,
think.
a lack of preparation, because going back to the swimming pool analogy, whether you jump in or you take your time, you at least need to know how to swim, and
Mhm,
so I think sometimes people don't take that time to prepare and know how to do things,
mhm,
to before kinda just jumping in and then finding themselves in a situation later.
yeah,
Uh, but in that same thinking, sometimes you get started and you run into a roadblock, and then
mhm,
you think that's just it, right? Yeah, you tried and you sank. But there's, what was it, Dory from Finding Nemo? Just keep swimming. You have to just keep swimming. You might not be an overnight success. Doesn't mean that you stop.
yeah,
Failure is part of what builds you too,
mhm,
success of whatever your idea is. And I know for me, that's been something that I've had to learn. It might not look the way that I want it,
mhm,
but it doesn't mean that I'm not moving forward. So I
yeah,
think sometimes when it comes to, coming up with ideas and making it happen, I think that can be a major roadblock that people get stuck on.
yeah. I think preparation will help you avoid certain pitfalls. It won't
Mhm.
avoid every pitfall, because stuff comes up, you
Mhm.
know, and you learn from. Sometimes we learn from trial and error.
Mhm.
So we always over prepare for the just in case,
Mhm.
right? And then learn from those critical things that come along the way, mistakes that we make along the way, the stuff that we couldn't anticipate. Because you can may have a great plan, and then something happens you didn't consider
Yep.
because you didn't know to consider it. You know,
Yeah.
this is why mentorship is important.
Mhm.
mentorship, the goal of mentorship is, if I've traveled this road and I know the pitfalls, let me show you how to get to here without making these same mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you can make plans and life happens. You don't, we don't always anticipate, I'm going in this direction, I'm doing this business, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and then a family member gets sick, and then you got to learn to do that and take care of your family member at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We don't, those considerations don't. Then you got to deal with all the learning of emotional back and forth and ups and downs. It's learning how to prepare as much as you can so you're more settled for the unexpected things that come along the way on the journey, and they are going to come. I wish I could tell you that you could see it all, know it all, do it all. Most people say, I saw all of this. No, you didn't see all of it. You saw a part of it, but you didn't see every part of it, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So preparation is key. Preparation helps settle you when expected and unexpected challenges start to come your way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At the same time, you can over prepare again, and you get what's called paralysis of analysis, where you do nothing. And that's a fear mechanism. That's a defense and fear mechanism. You're giving yourself a reason not to do by blaming, I'm praying about it, I'm contemplating it. And I'm all for contemplation and taking your time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's right. But if you're not careful, you go the other end.
Mm-hmm.
And you end up doing nothing.
Yeah, just stagnant. Yeah. No, true. Preparation definitely is a good foundation.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, things change, life happens, and none of it, unless we're, fortune tellers, none of it is, you can't always be 100% prepared. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm weird. Maybe part of the preparation is preparing yourself for times where you're not going to be prepared, and knowing how you're going to move forward. And I'm not necessarily talking about, writing out a task list. Okay, if this happens, do this, and so on and so forth. But it could be as basic as, okay, God, I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
And then just allowing yourself to be moved in the spirit that way. But
yeah, I mean, it's so I'm doing something on Job in Bible study, noonday Bible study, because I'm working on this thing about the devil and accusation and stuff. But I don't have time to really go into it. But Job would pray for his children, pray for his family, do all that stuff, and his prayers were for protection and all that good stuff.
mm-hmm.
But when the tragedy comes, he recognizes something. The Lord gave, the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. He basically says, everything I have came from God. I'm simply the steward of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's the owner of all. And he recognizes that the same one that gives is the same one that can allow a thing to be taken away.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that Job didn't grieve, because he did grieve. He did mourn. And I'm getting to my lesson here. The problem that some of us have is we look at mourning and worship as contradictory.
Mm-hmm.
Job just praised God, but he also allowed himself to grieve too.
Yeah.
He tore his clothes, shaved his head. They ain't had no electric razors then. So, I mean, it's, and he began to worship, and the two go together. So it's not worship against mourning. It's worship in your mourning. But if Job didn't have a habit of worship, a habit of prayer, here it is. When tragedy came, what was in him came out.
Mm-hmm.
And who he was maintained because he had a discipline of preparation.
Yeah.
So when the unexpected came, what was in him came out of him. We think a person changed, when the reality is we're basically seeing what's been in the person the whole time. I'll save the rest for Bible study tomorrow. But
I know that's good. That's good.
You know what I mean? Because the Bible talks about how, he didn't. I wrote it down. He didn't charge God. He basically maintained his character, his person. And it's like watching the Olympics now. They prepare you for the unexpected. They prepare you for the hardships beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So it kicks in while you're doing muscle memory. There it is, muscle memory. You're so used to doing it that, but when the challenge comes, it just naturally comes
Mm-hmm.
out. But that comes from constant preparation, constant doing. So when what's
Yeah.
in you comes out of you, muscle memory.
Yeah. That's good. And kind of different, but along the same lines, I think too. In the Olympics, there's a male gymnast, and he has really bad eyesight. He was born with it.
Okay.
But he was doing was it called the pommel horse?
Okay.
And he was saying, when he's up there, he has to take his glasses off. He can't really see anything of what he's doing, but he's working from that muscle memory and just feeling, around what his what it is that he's doing, that he's able to be at the level of success that he is. And so that makes me think that, sometimes people have what they think are disadvantages or pitfalls, flaws, whatever, that prevent them from being able to move forward in whatever their goal is. But like you said, Pastor Nick, it's about being able to commit to preparation and muscle memory and like all that sort of stuff that you can still lean on that and make it out okay. So not sidelining yourself when you're faced with adversity in that way.
Because again, what's in you comes out. I had to write that down. What's in you, all that stuff, what's in you comes out. And it's real. And so we have to all be careful. Here, Bishop, holy habits will keep you. Holy habits will keep you. You get so used to doing it, it becomes your norm. And when life challenges it, like if you have a consistent prayer life, if something comes up and you miss your prayer time, you feel off. You feel like something's wrong. Because again, it's that muscle memory that prepares you for the unexpected things in life. Right. And that's why, I think it's important to maintain some sort of what's called liturgy, some sort of practice that helps keep you through all the ups and downs of life, because those unexpected things do come.
Yeah.
And we have to be able to, again, plan for as much as we can. And in that planning will help settle you some while you're, when you actually do it. Like my son got baptized yesterday. We practiced in the bathtub at home a couple of times. Let's practice first. So we don't want you to panic while you're, I was like, let's do it one more time. Because why? Muscle memory.
Yeah.
So when it happens, you're used to doing it. But I think that's why God wants us to be consistent, walk with Him, do with Him. Because when those challenges do come, what's in you comes out of you. It's easy to live holy and worship when everything's going well. Question is, can you do it when challenging times comes your way?
Yep. That's why I say.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. You go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's why they say you can't have the testimony without going through the test first. Like you will be challenged.
Yeah, you will be. But I think that's where we always veer off. But but that was a new season for Job, a new season for whenever change happens. It brings a new season, and every new season brings about insecurity, good or bad. Like business owner, a lot of people, I'm gonna start a business. They love the idea of it until the insecurities of it. Once you start working and not just thinking and planning, you start realizing, it's harder than I got an idea. I'm gonna do this, and all of a sudden everybody's gonna come buy my stuff. I've had people say, if I start this, it's gonna happen. Then they started, and all of a sudden they're blown away by, the lack of support, whatever. And they're like, what happened?
Yep.
We're more excited about the idea than other people are. And visionaries have to remember that. if you're insecure and doubt your vision at times, guess what's going to happen? Other people going to do the same thing.
Yep.
And the flip side of it is, again, you're more excited about it than other people are. Because guess
Yep.
what? It's yours. It's not
Uh-huh.
theirs.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Facts. So many facts.
Right. It's your idea. That's why you're hype about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it smacks you in the face when you realize it's like, well, I guess I'm the only one excited. Yours.
Yep. I had an experience like that very recently. Excuse me. I was on vacation and I took a picture of like a window, and I was just like so like in awe of it because I thought it was a beautiful picture. But then I was showing it to someone who's like, it's a window.
Right.
Yes, it is a window, but look how it's color graded and all this other stuff. It's like it's a window.
Yeah, it's a window. Like, who cares?
Uh-huh.
But again, that's it. That's where you find your niche. And the people that listen, I see the same thing that you. Everybody's not, and we can't get on all but they just haters. They no, they just it's everybody's not, right.
Yeah.
I'm excited that you're excited. I'm not as excited as you are because I don't see what you see, you know?
Yep.
But I think sometimes like Lord, I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. I think we got to have some balance here, right? People, like for instance, you know, why I like, I'll use me and Maya, for example, like why I like art, I like that kind of stuff. It's not really not my thing per se. Right. So I'm not going to get as excited about other people are where that's their thing. I mean, I like going to places where they have art and all that stuff, but I'm like, I'm not going to go out my way to go. No. Right. If, you know, say my opened up an art thing, I will go and support, and she's all happy, and I'm happy that she's happy. Am I going to be as not for her? Yes, but not for the actual art itself. Oh, you just, you know, y'all a bunch of haters. No, it's we because as soon as somebody's not, how can I say this? People will support you, and they should. Those that don't support you, I get that. You know, you, my friend, you supposed to support. I'm trying to say this in a balanced way. We're so quick to just throw everybody away because they're not as excited as we are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the idea of a thing, not the success of a thing. But if she opens up a shop, we're going to be there with bells on, balloons, excited, telling everybody, you know?
Yes.
All that, pink, oh, Jesus.
Pink
all
balloons.
that stuff, right? Let's slow down some, y'all. Like you said, sometimes it's your vision and it's lonely sometimes.
Yeah.
It takes some people a minute to get onto it. I'll use a church example. We're hype about a ministry event. And we got to talk about it and talk about it. You know this, Maya. Talk about it. And then weeks go by. Some people haven't bought into it. Some people have. One person signed up. Right? And you're like, what's going on? What's wrong? Yep. And then last minute, everybody comes along. Right? All I'm saying is you learn to be relaxed in this thing.
Yeah.
And you learn to recognize those who are against you, those that are hating, and those who it takes a while for them to catch on. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be balanced here, what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think part of that too is just the lack of understanding. Like, you know, they just don't understand. So it's easy to get in your feelings about it. And even just, I'm thinking about this now in terms of transforming lives, Mom. You know, like, you know how good God has been to you and why going to church is important and, you know, so forth. Sometimes it can be hard to have that conversation with someone else and for them to understand, okay, why do I need to do this? Like, you know, but can't get in our feelings about it. Yeah. Just got to continue to be you, like how you said, it's something you're passionate about, and let that come through. And then let everything else kind of fall into place. But yeah.
You buy into it. It's just you by yourself buying into it, and you work it, and then God will send you a crowd to buy into what you're excited about. Right? But you got to buy into it. He gave you the idea, you the vision, you work that, and then the right people will start. Like Bishop went through. What was it? I think it was Bible study. Write the vision, make it plain so people can run with it.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't plain to you, it can't be plain to them.
Yep.
You're not excited about it. They're not going to be excited about it. And being okay with, watch this, the people that God, the crowd. Like I'll use a simple thing. It's 12:25. It's like I love American history. So I'm walking through San Antonio. I'm down there for a convention, and I walked by the Alamo and didn't even realize it.
Cool. Yeah.
Right? And then I turn, I'm like, that looks like, and I'm taking pictures. I'm like, yo, that's the Alamo. That's what they did,
Uh-huh.
Some people were like, it's just a building. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
The history behind the building. Like,
Yeah.
and I can't be mad at people who aren't excited about, it's some people, everybody's not going to be super hype about what you're hype about,
Mm-hmm.
And the people that God sends, great. The people that don't support, they tell you a lot. Because if you're my friend and you're not supportive, something's wrong in that equation. Maybe we can talk about this more next week about relationships and vision. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
And what support looks like. And just because we're friends doesn't mean I expect you to give me a discount. And
we can talk about that for like the next 3 months.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Let's say it again. Just because we family doesn't mean.
Yep.
Let me offer you the discount. Don't expect it. Now, if I'm willing to say, you know what, I usually charge X, Y, and Z, but for you, I'll give it to you for blah, blah, blah. Let me offer that.
That's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
And then even then, most people that knows what it's like will say, I thank you for the discount. I'll give you extra X, Y, and Z over what you're charging me for. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's usually $150. I'll do it for $85. I'll give you $100. We meet halfway or something like that. But you get what I'm saying? Let me be the one to offer it. We'll talk about that more.
People get into big fights about that too.
Mm-hmm. I thought we was friends, but if you were my friend, why are you shortchanging me? If you're my friend, why are you shortchanging me? This is my livelihood. This is how I make money, how I live, how I pay my bills. You can't live off of giving everybody discounts all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm all cool with hookups. I hook people up. I receive hookups. But we got to do right by people. But we'll talk about that next week.
Okay. That sounds like a good one.
I know. I'm hungry. Thank y'all for watching today. We hope you enjoyed this ranting discussion as we went on. And please share Maximize Monday with people. Next week, we're going to talk about ideas, doing your thing and what we should expect from people, and that kind of thing. But we'll talk about that next week. Thanks, Ada. Hope you're glad. Tomorrow is Focus Singles Ministry tomorrow at 7 online. Of course, you have Bible study on Wednesday. Join us. On Point on Saturday. We'll be back talking about some things at 9:00. And then, of course, we have Sunday service coming up. Again, our backpack drives on the 31st of this month. You can get a backpack, bring it to the church, or you can go to our website. You can give there, click Catch the Fire. We'll go purchase the backpacks and the school supplies from that. Again, it's the 31st of this month. We're collecting all month long. Our Vacation Bible School is on the 14th. You can sign your child up. While the adults are in Bible study, we're going to have some special activities for the children during Bible study time. Anything else?
No, that's it. We also have Sound Mind on Thursday.
We do.
But I think you hit everything else. Yep.
Cool beans. All right. Well, the Lord bless you all. The Lord keep you. In Jesus' name, amen. See y'all later.
Bye, guys.